And what it says is 40% of adults over 65 fall every year. Guys, that's amazing. That's an amazing statistic. 40% over 65. Athletic conditioning and agility is not a sport. Okay, it's a survival skill. If you do not practice athletic conditioning, you will lose your fast twitch muscle fiber very fast.
It says approximately 80 to 95% of people over the age of 40 will never run a true all-out sprint.
Guys, listen to that.
80 to 95%.
I'm going with 95% because I've just been around the country, been around the world talking to people. As soon as you lose your dexterity in your feet, as soon as you lose your ability to pick your foot up off the ground, guess what? Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 90. Oh my goodness, 90, 10 more to 100. Agility training for non-athletes. What does that even mean, non-athletes? I believe you are all athletes. This is agility training for those who aren't doing much as of lately. This might be agility training for those who are aging. So if you are, let's say, if you are somebody who is just getting into your routine, all right, and you want to understand the difference between conditioning and cardio, all right, stick around. If you are 50, 60, you're approaching 70, you're approaching 80, and you just think, you know, it is what it is. This is how it's going to be. I don't have a ton of balance. I don't have a ton of agility. I'll move my feet well. If you're somebody that fears maybe falling, you have a grandma, an auntie, an uncle, this episode is for you. This is why everyday people, okay, they need quick feet too. Everyday people need quick feet. Agility training isn't just for those professional athletes, okay? And producer Chelsea put together an amazing deck for the podcast today. And I'm going to start off on slide 1 of that deck, okay? And what it says is 40% of adults over 65 fall every year. Guys, that's amazing. That's an amazing statistic. 40% over 65. Okay, that means likely like one of your grandparents in the next couple years is going to take a spill. And we all know that falls are the number 2 cause of unintentional injury and death worldwide. And oftentimes, I know this from experience in my family. Morgan's grandmother happened to fall and she broke her hip literally. And it is a scary thing. It is a very scary thing. And oftentimes that fall at a later age, if you're 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, you're starting, especially if you're younger and you're in your 50s and 60s and you haven't done anything for a long time, okay, you're still going to be vulnerable. You're going to be vulnerable to that fall, that injury, because your bone density, right? Your bone density from not strength training your whole life is a little bit less dense than it would be if you strength train, or a lot less dense, I would say, is probably the appropriate way to put it. But you don't have the agility to get your feet underneath you and make sure that you're stable and have solid ground. And this episode is for you. It's so important. I hear on the internet all the time, strength training. You probably understand that. You probably get that. And yes, we do need to strength train, especially as we get older, we atrophy. Statistics are gonna be, whatever you might read out there, it's gonna be probably like a 3 to 8%, somewhere in that range. After 30 years old, it varies, okay? There's no actual, hey, everyone atrophies at this rate after this age. It varies. But on average, after 30 years old, I believe it's like 3 to 8%. Am I right on that, Chelsea?
Yeah, we've talked about that before. It's 3 to 8%.
Yeah, it's like 3 to 8%. And so, yeah, it becomes very important to hypertrophy, right? Which is the act of building maximum muscle. And, that rep range that we're at Burn Boot Camp, 8 to 15 rep range. When we get down to that, those PR weeks, we're trying to actually PR. How much weight can we lift for those 8, 10, 12, 15 reps, okay? And so, yeah, strength training you have to do both, though. This demonization of cardio in our society today is driving your boy insane. It's driving me nuts. Shusty, driving you nuts?
It is.
It should be driving. I know it's driving our trainers nuts. And it should be driving you nuts as a member because you are constantly pushed and pulled between like, maybe what Burn and what your trainers say versus what some person on the internet says whose job is to fearmonger you into doing the thing that they think is the right thing to do. And they might have pure intentions and they might actually genuinely think that. But my question is, who are you listening to? Who's in your ear? That's a really good question you should ask yourself. Who is in my ear? Who am I listening to? Who's shaping my belief systems? Who's shaping my fitness regimen? Who's shaping my health and my happiness? Okay. And conditioning, all right, conditioning needs to be a big part of that conversation. A specific modality of conditioning that we're going to talk about today is agility training. All right, agility. Starting, accelerating, decelerating. That's part of athletic conditioning. It's part of agility training. And most people will hear cardio and they'll think straight line, long distance, high cortisol, bad. It's not, I'm going to, burn muscle and it's going to ruin my metabolism because they heard somebody on the internet talk that way. I'm here to tell you today, stick around, okay? Stick around because this episode is going to put in perspective what conditioning is, why you need it, and why all professional athletes focus so hardcore on their conditioning. You need it, even though you're not a professional athlete. You need quick feet too. So let's get into episode 90. But before we do that, everybody, I have a huge announcement. If you haven't heard, if you don't know, now you know, we officially partnered with global producer, my favorite DJ in the world, Marshmello. Our partnership is here. All right, we are so proud to announce that this new chapter for Burn is going to hit you directly as a member. Marshmello Mondays are here. Our playlists are hype. Literally, the first one was today as we are recording this episode, and it was so fire. Everybody was pumped up at camp, and together, Burn Bootcamp and Marshmello are bringing the energy. I have always said it, that it's the trainer plus the music plus the community. That's what creates Burn Bootcamp, and Marshmello knows that. He knows positivity. He knows optimism. He moved from Philadelphia all the way out to LA, made a song called Alone. If you've ever heard Alone, it's his journey of feeling like he was isolated and then finding the EDM community, the dance community, the scene out in LA, getting a little bit of success, becoming a part of that community, and then having fans that followed his journey that started learning from the music that he was making as he was storing his own life. It is an incredible story, and it's going to inspire you. If you've never opened up the Marshmello catalog, then what you're going to find is all types of songs that you already know because he's one of the most famous producers on the planet. It was really cool that he got a blue helmet for our partnership announcement and is really all dedicated, all in to Burn Bootcamp. All right, let's roll the video because here's a quick video announcing the Marshmello partnership as a franchise partner, an equity partner, and an executive partner to Morgan, myself, and our leadership team on creative and on music. Let's roll the launch video, Burn Bootcamp Marshmello partnership. Here you go.
Welcome to Burn Bootcamp. If you are ready to work hard, high-five that neighbor. We're gonna go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time to work. Let's go.
Let's throw a party. Let's run it up, yeah. We'll invite everybody. Let's blow it up, yeah. Let's blow it up, yeah.
We're gonna do every single rep, and we're gonna earn what we get to. If you want to build some muscle, and you got a dumbbell in your hand. Let's make it work.
Let's run it up. We're gonna throw a party.
Good. Come on. I got you. You got 18. You got 17. Come on. New version of yourself right now. Good, Heather. Get over that TerraCore.
Let's blow it up,
10, 9, 3 more reps. We got 7. We got 6,
Let's go. It is official. It is official. The best 45 minutes of your day just got a new beat. Welcome, Marshmello, to the franchise partner family. And if you have been listening on Marshmello Mondays, we're dropping new fire playlists every Monday to make sure that music gets kicked up a notch, y'all. We got the best producer in the world on the music now, all right? So we're constantly trying to bring you a better experience. Hopefully you guys love Marshmello Mondays. Okay.
The energy was hype this morning.
It was hype. It was so hype. I loved it. I loved getting tagged in all the, because Marshmello's audience is, it's largely female but also skews younger. And so, all the kids know about Marshmello because he did a collaboration with Fortnite.
Yeah.
And they had the Marshmello on Fortnite, and all the kids got introduced to his music. I've been a huge fan for the longest time, and his music has helped me get through a lot personally, especially in the last couple years. So it's really surreal to have him be a part of our community.
That's how my kids found out. They're like, Mom, that's the kid, or that's the guy from Fortnite. I was like, oh my goodness.
That's right. It's going to be bringing families together. It's going to be really cool. All right. Okay, so let's get into this, okay? Let's get into it deep. Defining agility, okay? Agility is a lot of different things. It's not just cardio, right? It's quick feet, it's speed, which aren't the same thing. Quick feet and being fast aren't the same. There's a lot of people that are fast that don't have necessarily quick feet or vice versa. It's acceleration, it's deceleration, starting, stopping. It's balance. Okay. It's also power. It can be bounding, a lot of different. So we are trying to essentially explode and then control our body to decelerate. This is agility. It's not running in a straight line. So what agility actually is getting confused with what people will just kind of like spread conditioning or cardio over the top of anything that isn't strength training, and that's misled. Okay. Athletic conditioning and agility is not a sport. Okay. It's a survival skill. If you do not practice athletic conditioning, you will lose your fast twitch muscle fiber very fast. It's the first type of muscle fiber to go when you atrophy, is your fast twitch muscle fiber. Chelsea, can you chat GPT for me in a second? How many people over the age of 40, ever run a full out sprint? And just because sometimes ChatGPT will say, I can't confirm, just put if you had to estimate based on what you know. So how many people over the age of 40 will never run a sprint? All right. You might have to put never. You put ever.
Oh.
How many people will never run a sprint? This is going to be a really important thing because I know it's a very low number. And sprinting is, we're made to sprint. We're humans. We're bipedal. Okay. We are bipedal. We're made to sprint. And when you sprint, what is true about sprinting? You must accelerate and you must decelerate. So when we're talking about agility, when we're talking about speed training, there is some crossover, and we do want to make sure that the number one thing that you should take away from here is everyone listening to this podcast, you should be working towards sprinting. So Chelsea, what's it say?
It says approximately 80 to 95% of people over the age of 40 will never run a true all-out sprint.
Guys, listen to that.
80 to 95%.
I'm going with 95% because I've just been around the country, been around the world talking to people, and I know that not many people are doing sprints. Like 1 out of 10 sounds about right. Over the age of 40. You should take this on as a challenge, everybody. If you're under the age of 40, you should continue to keep sprinting inside of your regiment no matter what. Number one, sprinting's free. Number two, sprinting's my number one exercise. Like if I could pick any exercise I only could do for the rest of my life and I had to choose only one exercise, guess what it would be? Sprinting. You want to know why? Chelsea, Google Google a picture of a marathon runner next to a Olympic sprinter, a side by side. Because when you're sprinting, okay, what happens hormonally is obvious once you see the physique of somebody who is a sprinter versus the physique of somebody who is a long distance runner. Just pull that over. It's a very, you guys could like debunk this or whatever. It could be like an NFL football player right there. It kind of looks like they're on a field, but I'm talking more like in the track sprinters that look very similar to this gentleman on the right here. But the gentleman on the left, that long distance runner, okay, is there's atrophy taking place in the style of conditioning that's happening there. It's what most people talk about when they say conditioning, and chronic levels of cortisol are detrimental to the metabolic state of the body. Well, on the contrary, sprinting is over here, often gets lumped into the same exact umbrella of cardio, but it's much different. Sprint training. So if you're going to take anything away from the pod so far, it's going to be, I need to be sprinting. And if I'm somebody who's sitting on the couch right now and I'm a far cry from sprinting, guess what the first step to sprinting is? Walking, crawling, if that's what it takes. Listen, I know some of you, a small percentage of you right now are depressed and you're in bed and you're like, DK, I don't know how you're telling me to sprint. I can't even get out of bed right now. I'm telling you, find the strength deep within you. There's people who believe in you to give you a little bit of boost. Okay. I believe in you. Okay. That should be enough to just I've seen it. I've seen people down and out, down bad, get up and go and change your life completely. You can do it too. There's nothing unique about them. So crawl first. Crawl to the door, front door, and then walk to the mailbox, then walk back inside, and then walk a little bit further, then walk back inside, and keep going every single day until you get to the point where that's easy. Then you start jogging a little bit, and then you start sprinting. We call it a buildup at Burn Boot Camp. So even if it is a crawl first, a walk second, before you're even kind of getting in the sprinting territory, once you start sprinting, you want to go for 40 yards at the minimum, okay, 40-yard dashes. Your first 10 steps, 12 steps, or think about it this way, the first 50% of that 40 yards, so 20 yards, is going from 0 to 80%. And then from 20 yards to 40 yards, you're 80% to 100%. And that's a build-up sprint. So anybody in the world can literally start with 40 yards, walk the first 20, and then just do like a faster walk for the next 20. And then do your fast walk for the first 20, jog a little bit for the next 20. You know what I'm saying? So don't be hard on yourself about just getting started. There's no shame in saying, hey, I've been down bad. This sounds like something hard, but it's something so doable because you all can get out there right now and you can start this. And what you're really doing is you're setting a foundation for agility, quick feet, all right, by accelerating and decelerating. Here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to sprint from 0 to 40 yards and then slow down gradually. I want you to think that there is a 50-yard cone, all right? So you go from 0 to 40 yards, it's a full sprint. Within the next 10 yards, for all my athletes out there, you got to break down. You got to decelerate. So I want you going from as fast as you can run to not running at all within 10 yards. And if you want to push yourself, you just shorten that distance, maybe to 5 yards. Make sense, everybody?
So you're trying to get them to stop faster.
I want everybody to start with the buildups. If you're way past that and you're advanced, I want you then to work on your deceleration. So you're accelerating. You can even time yourself for a 40-yard dash, and then you're decelerating within 10 yards. You can make it 5 if you're an advanced athlete. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So go to this slide real quick. It's not a sport, it's a skill. Survival skill. You're going to work on speed, balance, coordination, and reaction time. That's the main 4. Okay, that's the main 4. We talked about speed. Now, what's balance? Okay, we're going to talk about balance in a minute. Stick around. I'm going to show you some agility exercises on the agility ladder here in the studio. We got our live movement set. What are we going to call our live movement set?
I don't know. We gotta come up with a cool name.
We gotta ask everybody, since we just go. We kind of build the plane as we're flying it. That's how we roll here. So we want you guys to help us build the Burn Boot Camp live. So we got to get a sponsor, Chelsea. That's what we got to do. We got to get somebody we believe in that gets. Ooh, maybe we should hit up Nick Foles and Pat O'Donnell, and maybe we should call this the dad season, mom season live set.
There you go.
Something like that. I don't know. You guys have any ideas out there? Let us know. Nick's on my mind. We just had a conversation. It's going so well. You guys like my hat, by the way? This is I think the fan favorite out of the first 12 styles that we've made together.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited for the game day collection though.
Game day collection coming soon. Do we have any pictures of that online?
I think we do.
If we could pull that up, that'd be a great little thing to pull up and flash here at some point. I don't want to derail us or too much promo here, but they're sick hats, guys.
I was just excited they have an Ohio State colors. I was like, I'm gonna buy
hats.
one of
They're
those.
game day. Football season's coming up, so what we did is we all of your franchise partners kind of picked a color, picked a pattern, and they're game day hats. So they have game day right across the front of them, and they are coming to a location near you. Here they are. They are these exact same Burn B hats here. Okay, and they come in a bunch of different colors. All right, so we have
there they all
the
are.
pick your formation. There's the colors all at once. So where's my Pittsburgh Steelers at? Obviously got some Philadelphia Eagles in there. Let's see, got red and black. Where's red and black? Oh, we got we got Atlanta. There's Atlanta. Oh, you don't like it. You don't like. Oh, come on.
He's
The
a
Falcons.
Carolina.
Come on. Okay,
he's a Carolina fan. You can't be an Atlanta fan if you're a Carolina fan.
No, you can't be. I know. But I'm a Burn Boot Camp black and red Falcons hat color fan. That's what I am. I want to promote. Oh, the Vikings down on the bottom right there. Okay, you got it. Pick your formation. Game day gear, Burn Nation style, baby. Yeah, maybe we'll call it that. But I'm going to get up and show some things here in a minute. But coordination is so important. Balance is so important. Reaction time is so important. These are survival skills. Okay, survival skills. You need speed, balance, coordination, and reaction time. You cannot not do conditioning. You cannot not do cardio. You cannot listen to, I don't know who says don't. Who's the number one person that says don't do cardio that's like really popular? What's her name? That was on the Mel Robbins podcast.
Are you talking about Dr. Stacy?
Dr. Sims. Okay, shout out Dr. Sims. You're doing your thing. Big name. I'm not going to demonize you. I think you do a lot of great stuff. Like I saw a couple people smashing you. And it's like, come on, that's ridiculous. However, you're the number one person we're talking to. Okay, you have to have a distinction. Okay, if you go to Alaska and you meet somebody that lives in Alaska full time, they've got 12 different names for snow. Okay, because it's different snow, different times of season. There's more distinctions. They're more intelligent about the environment. They're more intelligent about snow because they're closer to, they live it. They're in it every single day. If you are here in North Carolina and it snows one time, well, guess what we call snow? One thing.
A problem here.
Yeah, a problem. Snow day, like that's all we know. We don't know the different types of snow. Chelsea, Google how many types of snow there are. There's probably many more than 12. I'm just throwing a random number out there. However, this is my point. That when you live in the environment, I am with thousands of members every single year in camp during their sessions, during their camps, talking with them about before and after and how these different modalities in our programming, it affects their lives. They're more coordinated. There's more balance. There's more reaction time. I'm stronger. It's not you're calling snow because you're in North Carolina. You don't deal with it. You're just calling it cardio because you don't know the difference. You don't know any better. At least if you do know better, then you're playing ignorant. Because you know better and you're not saying so, which would make you dishonest, which I don't believe that's the case. So I just think that you're not in the environment. I don't think you live in Alaska. I don't think you have visited Antarctica. I don't think you are in the environment in which there's wet snow and packed powder and crust and grapple and sleet and surface and wind slab and firm and there's a bunch of names for it. You know what I mean?
For those who care, it's apparently 10.
10 names for recognized snow, okay? And I'm using this as a metaphor to say, don't just call snow, snow. Don't just call cardio, cardio. It's not that. It's so much more defined, okay? And so don't be fooled. And I want to encourage you to be a thinking person, right? I want to encourage you as a listener, as a consumer. I want you to scrutinize. You should scrutinize what I'm saying. You should scrutinize what they say. You should be the thinker that thinks for themselves and makes their own decisions, and never, ever, ever, ever just read a book, listen to a video, hear a quote, and say, oh, just because it resonates with you, like, don't just take those words and start laying them out there as if they're your own philosophy. This is where we get in trouble, when we take the thoughts and we don't put them through the filter of the thinker. You're the thinker. Does it make sense, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to the live set. All right. I'm going to show you guys a couple drills here. All right. I'm going to show you 2 types of drills on an agility ladder. You don't need an agility ladder. Honestly, if you want to do this in your driveway, get chalk. I know your kid's got some chalk laying around and just draw an agility ladder on your driveway. Okay. The downside to that is there's no accountability around kicking the ladder and messing it up and that type of thing. But you can go to, you go anywhere and get an easy agility ladder, okay? Like the one we're gonna have here. But I'm gonna show you really 2 things. I'll show you 3 movements, but through 2 lenses, okay? Number 1, pattern recognition. First, we gotta go accelerate, decelerate. This is why I recommend doing the build-up sprints. And then we have to move into patterns, where you have to get really good at doing the pattern. But think about sports. How many of you have played sports before? How often is it the same play in which that pattern repeats itself exactly? Probably never. And so then the third piece is reaction time. And reaction time is really where I'm trying to, listen up, trainers. Okay, this is where the difference really comes into play on how you get advanced athletes to the next level, right, is reaction time training. So I'm going to take the headphones off. We're going to go over lateral shuffles, reaction steps, and dot drill. All right. And you don't need an athletic background for this. Literally anybody can do it. I'm going to show the fast version. I'm going to show a couple different variations, and I'll also, I'll show it for, mod down, baseline, and mod up. How's that sound? Sound good? And by the way, if you don't want to do these in your driveway with chalk, just go to athletic conditioning camp at Burn Boot Camp. All right. Okay, let's do it. So let me first show you just the normal pattern recognition. Okay, you're gonna do 2 different drills here. You're probably familiar with these drills. One of the drills, you're gonna separate the feet, which makes it a little bit harder, especially on the cognition. And by the way, a side benefit to doing the physical pattern recognition, the physical reaction time, is the cognition required. Okay, it really connects your mind and your body. You don't have to worry about the mind-body connection. It's already there, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. In, out, out, all right? We'll start with 2 feet, which is a little bit easier to coordinate. So you go in, but it is plyometric, so it is also harder on the knees. In, out, out. Okay, back into my box, outside, boom, outside, okay? Now I can go that slow, or I can step, and I can go out. I can step, I can go out. If I'm going to step in, I'd probably want to step in with the opposite foot, okay? Now, you start to think about all these things together, it does get very confusing. Here's how you know when you're working on an agility ladder is if you mess up your footwork. That means you're pushing yourself fast enough that the brain can't quite keep up to what you're doing, and that's a good thing, okay? So we can go as fast as we can or as slow. So I can start slow, okay? I can go in, out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out. So there's the 2 different drills, and then I can speed that up as we go. So I'm gonna go full speed on both of them so that you can see what it looks like. And before I do the agility drill, I'm getting down in an athletic stance, okay? Listen, this isn't just something I'm looking at, it's an exercise, and I'm gonna go up to it and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna approach this with an attitude, all right? When I show up to agility drill in camp, and I know I've got 5 5 of them or whatever it is for the day, whatever the protocol says, I'm attacking it. I have to have an approach, okay? A mental approach. So when I look at this thing, there's a start and a finish. I'll do the in and out first. So I'm just gonna start and I'm gonna finish. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, in and out. Oh, my footwork used to be a lot faster back in the day. However, I'm gonna keep pushing it all the time. All right, now I'm gonna jump in and out. This one's plyometric, it's a little harder. Again, my approach is start, okay? And then once I'm done, I'm done. It's 1 rep, here we go. Okay? That's patterns. We wanna get good at pushing our patterns to the point where our footwork gets off a little bit. Some of the drills that I'm at nowadays, and I'm probably gonna mess these up because I'm trying to advance my footwork and I'm trying to make it hard on myself intentionally. So I might do something like a high knee in and out. So I might go here, balance. Because we said agility isn't just going in a pattern, okay? Agility isn't just straight line cardio. Agility is all the elements of athletic conditioning, all right? And through the agility ladder, I can add elements as I advance up. Does that make sense? So then I get better at the pattern of, let's go, quick feet here and then a balance, okay? Side note, real quick. A lot of us, when we do Heisman at the gym, a lot of us are doing Heisman in a rolling fashion, and I wanna correct you right now because a Heisman is like an agility ladder without the ladder, essentially, okay? So the Heisman motion, a lot of us just go here, boom, boom. Okay, that's great. And we wanna get there first, but what we really wanna do with a Heisman, y'all, is the same kind of approach mentally. Okay, athletic conditioning is not cardio. It is cardiovascular, okay? So strength training, all that means is that your heart rate's getting up. So yes, everything is cardio, okay? But it's conditioning has that definition, okay? So the Heisman I wanna see is this one. It's gonna be quick, power, quick, power, quick, power, balance. Notice how I'm incorporating quickness, okay, with power, getting that knee up, and then the balance. So I'm gonna start, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna stop. Make sense? Say yes. Okay, now, continuing on in an advanced way, what I wanna go to next is reaction times. So, how do you make this more difficult for somebody? How do you break, as a trainer, I don't tell my members this, but I'm trying to break your brain a little bit. I'm trying to get you confused if you're ready for it. Remember, we're talking about advance. So I might say 3 boxes and stop, okay? So 1, 2, 3. I might go 3 boxes and stop if I'm your trainer. Boom, stop, hold. If I'm your trainer, I might say 2, go, 1, 2. Then I'm hold. I might say 1, 2. Okay, right? So this reaction time, by the way, can be in anything. If you wanna take your athleticism up to the next level, even on a squat hold, okay, let's just say I was deadlifting and I was down 3, 2, 1. I might hold here with 80s in my hand, and my trainer might go like that, a clap, oh, that's what I do, or snap, or up, and we bop, lift it up, bring it right back down. So that reaction time on strength or conditioning is really effective to get you to the next level. And then, listen, here's a practical thing that you guys can do just to get better at this at home. You don't need an agility ladder per se, so we can put this thing up. But you all know the dot drill from high school. If you didn't take PE in high school in the Midwest, I think everybody up in the Midwest did the dot drill. Chelsea, you do the dot drill in school? Okay. So another classic agility drill. I literally just have my feet shoulder width apart. I visualize a point in the middle. Obviously, it works better to have dots, but we don't have dots on the at burn. But what I ask members to do especially in this pattern, is to hit the same spot with your feet. Okay, I actually like that better because the dots are fixed. Okay, and I actually want to go where my athletic stance is. So I've got my 2 feet here. I'm going to aim for the middle, and I got a spot over here and a spot over here. Okay, and I'm going to go boom, back. That dot drill. You have 5 dots in the dot drill. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Make sense? Say yes. You can go to 1 foot. Okay, you can go to 1 foot. Here's the 1 foot hourglass drill. So I'm going to go to the middle, to the right, to the left, to the middle, and then back. Okay, that's one. And I'm going to switch. And I'll go to the middle. I'll go to the right or left. I'll go to the right, back to the middle, and then back here. Easy athletic conditioning drills, agility drills for you to do. Anybody can do those. I gave you levels where anybody can get started. So share this with somebody. Show them how easy it is to do these athletic conditioning drills and how you can start at a baseline and you can keep going and you can keep advancing. And those of you who are in the gym and you've been here for 2-3 years, or you trainers out there who want a challenge to go to the next level, reaction times. Okay, reaction times in agility is really going to benefit members in the best way possible. Okay. That's enough of that. Let's move forward. We're almost done here, guys. I'm gonna round this out basically with a conversation just around the benefits of all this, because I talked a lot about in the live set about the cognitive benefits. Chelsea, you want to go that? It's like the 4 pillars of the everyday. Excuse me, not that one. There's one. Keep going. This is the one. Nope. Yep. Okay. So a survival skill. Think about it that way. Agility can save your life. I'm not kidding. It sounds funny to say that, but as you get older, the more agile you are, the chances of you living a higher quality of life go through the roof. Okay. It's a survival skill. It's a longevity skill. I'm not even mentioning the effects of the brain and the heart and the health and all the science behind that. I don't think that sticks as good as quick feet are for everyone. Keep your feet underneath you so as you age, you are able to age with quality of life and able to age gracefully. As soon as you lose your dexterity in your feet, as soon as you lose your ability to pick your foot up off the ground, guess what? If you don't use it, you will lose it, guaranteed. Guaranteed. There's an atrophy, and type 2 or type 1 muscle fiber goes first. Okay, your fast twitch muscle fiber goes first. So that fall prevention is real. It's a real thing. So please send this to somebody who is scared of that. You've had conversations with your family members, with your neighbors. They might have mentioned to you, that they're getting a little off balance, or, they're feeling a little unstable. Agility drills will really help that. Okay. So I think some statistics we were looking at showed like 40 or 50% fewer people would fall if they had baseline agility, which by the way, it's not a high standard. The baseline agility is to do my modification down, in, out on a ladder drill and be able to go through that one time coordinating your feet the right way without kicking the ladder. That's it. The footwork, the amount your brain has to think, the cognitive benefits from athletic conditioning, not only from a neurological pathway perspective, but also from a chemical perspective as well. Chemical perspective will help the cognitive clarity in your focus, and watch how much sharper you get when you are asked to do. When you're asked to coordinate your feet with your brain. Footwork and brain work go hand in hand, okay? There's something about there's no science, Chelsea, I don't think, for this one, but there's something about the top of your body and the bottom of your body being in sync. Everything else is oh, that feels good.
No, but there definitely is a correlation in scientific studies about the benefits of exercise in general and your neurological function. So, that would make sense that it does.
Yeah, definitely. The central nervous system is, this is why I want you guys to train by the way, to failure, right? When you get you're a little shaky at the end of a workout, not because you're famished, but because you just, you ever got that buzzing feeling, that little shake? That's your central nervous system getting fired up, okay? All right, what's the start of the central nervous system? The brain, okay? The mothership, mission control center. All right. I showed you guys some exercises, and I think to make it stick, what we have to realize is that this has to be a lifestyle. So now that you know the information, you know how important it is to keep athletic feet, quick feet underneath you. Okay? It's not the same as cardio. You now know that. Your job is to make it stick. How do you make it stick for you? How do you make exercise stick for you? How do you show up on those athletic conditioning days? Chelsea, we just did an episode not too long ago about visualizing the future. Mm-hmm. Which episode was that? Will you look that up for me?
Yep.
We did an episode about visualizing the future and who you want to be and your goals and how to set them and where you're going to be at. And we called it the perfect day exercise. And we kind of cast out a vision for you in the future.
Pretty sure, it's 86.
Yeah. So episode 86, go back a couple episodes. What's the title, Chelsea?
The title is, hold on just a second. I'll have to look it up.
Oh, you just had it on the spreadsheet.
No, I don't think that was.
Okay, never mind. Go back and listen to that, because that'll put into frame why agility and what we're talking about today is really important. Because life is so short, and being with our loved ones for the longest that we can. You guys, I get very abstract and philosophical and esoteric about fitness when it comes to the quality of life that you live, but I believe it. I believe it, and I believe that you should believe it. And if you don't believe it, I hope that you believe that I believe it, because I do. And I think everybody out here needs to sprint as a prerequisite or as a foundation. Okay, so get out there, do your sprints, keep your feet quick, especially when you don't want to. Go back to episode 86 and check out the psychology around how to make all of this stick for you. But I can't tell you that on a podcast, how to make it stick for you. You've got to care enough. You've got to have the right motivation. Episode 86 is where it's at.
5 ways intentional people think about the future.
There it is. You got it. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging with us here today. Most of you that listen on YouTube are not subscribed. And I think it's like 15% of you that actually listen are subscribed. And I would ask you, if you are that person that listens all the time, but you haven't hit that little subscribe button, that means a lot to me. I know it's a silly thing to hit the subscribe button because you can just go here anytime, but do it because it really helps us grow. And Chelsea and Jordan and Carson, and everybody here puts a lot of time, energy, and effort into the podcast. We make, just so everybody knows, I don't know how many people know this or even care about this, but we don't monetize the podcast. The podcast exists for you as a member or family and friends of members to do the reps outside of the gym. So we'll keep showing up. Please hit that subscribe button. Yeah, we're going to keep showing up anyway, but it'd be better if you did that. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you. 2 claps on 2. 1, 2.